Doesn't seem like too many years ago that I was sitting in one of these rooms, starting graduate school with the air of apprehension about me. So this is my basic research interests. I do primarily rural development work, similar to Nodi, but my focus is more kind of on the economic development and in terms of kind of the infrastructure approach, rural health, things like rural hospitals, telecommunications technology, broadband, internet access, that kind of stuff. So just some examples of the kind of research I do. Like I said, I do quite a bit with broadband, and if you take a look here, this is where the broadband infrastructure existed in Oklahoma over time. So you can see back in 2003, it was really kind of centered on Oklahoma City and Tulsa. You can see it kind of dispersed in 06, even more so in 09. So I've looked at, what's driving this dispersion? What does it mean for the economies of these places that get broadband? Are they growing faster? Why are they getting the infrastructure in the first place? So that's some of the things that I really do quite a bit with. Just some other things that I've worked with graduate students on. So I'm going to put on here, I think I've got 2 or 3 graduate students that have completed recently. Actually worked with me on how specialized is too specialized. So a lot of small counties in Oklahoma are very specialized on either farming or on manufacturing. And so we basically asked the question, if you're really too focused, does that mean you're going to lose population in that? So just to give you an example, this is all the non-metro counties in the U.S., and you can see quite a few of them have lost population over the past decade. And so we basically asked the question, if you're too specialized, is that actually going to lead to population loss? And so again, this is kind of just a measure of specialization, these things called location quotients. Hopefully that rings a bell for a couple of you guys. So basically you can be specialized in a lot of different industries, mining, agriculture, utilities. And for most of them, if you specialize in it, you actually lose population. Your net migration is negative. But for some of them, you have positive growth. So we see some trends here, and so that's what kind of stuff we did. We ran some regressions, some ordinary least squares, and another technique. Found some positive relationships and some negative relationships. So that's the kind of stuff that I like to do. I thought was pretty interesting. And again, that's under submission right now. Another one, Ivica worked with me back about a year ago. And here he just has a journal article accepted on the long-term impacts of USDA water and sewer investments. So these are all the places across the state of Oklahoma that got infrastructure funding, water and sewer programs from USDA between 1990 and 2000. And again, we looked at both over the long-term and short-term growth. Did these places that got funding, did they grow faster in terms of population, income, etc., than otherwise similar communities? And short-term, we didn't find any significance. You'll know that when you start looking at tables like this, you really want to see where the stars are. That's significance. So no significance in the short term. We did find a couple of things in the long term, so that's kind of an interesting thing to see that basically, if you invest in this kind of stuff, you might not see results for 20 years. So that's the kind of thing that we're working on. And right now I have a graduate student working on electronic medical records by Oklahoma physicians. We did some surveys and found that you can see their use by these Oklahoma physicians is increasing, but there's actually not a big difference between metro and non-metro physicians. We have, again, these are all the physicians surveyed. Some said, yes, we do use EMRs. Some said no, so we're kind of modeling that right now. So again, ties into the rural health thing that I do. But again, things I'm interested in, policy evaluations, do specific programs like the water infrastructure program, like the EMR adoption. Are they causing economic growth? Again, broadband and entrepreneurship, that kind of stuff. Anything dealing with rural development. Economic impacts of health reform, and then rural labor, migration, community, workforce, that kind of